A very good morning to you, our viewers out there. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Today, 14th February 2022. We bring to you a very interesting breakfast show today where we're going to talk about health workers. What is your experience in health facilities? To present today's show, I am Zipporah Mshala, joined by my colleague Miriam Kamba, who is very red in color. Good morning, Miriam.
Good morning, Zipporah, and happy Valentine's Day to you.
Can you please tell our viewers why you're dressing like that?
It's just a coincidence.
I was just arguing.
I was telling you in the background that, I didn't even know, I didn't remember that it's the 14th of February today.
It was a coincidence.
It was just by coincidence.
And I saw on Facebook there was a joke, someone was saying, stay at home. You don't want to hear stories like she was last seen in a red dress and heels. So we want people not to go, in these places. They should stay at home according to that post. Anyway, exactly. We don't want them to go missing.
Exactly, but this is, the time to, to give love, to send love to your loved ones, your family, your friends, and so on and so forth. But anyway, we would like to also get our viewers' perspective on what they understand about Valentine's Day, as well as coupled with our topic of discussion this morning, where we are looking at their experience in health facilities. Zipporah, you do recall that previously, in some time back, we saw a lot of people coming up on social media, both and on live television, complaining, airing their complaint on the situation in health facilities. They complained about lack of drugs, bad attitude of health workers, and so on and so on. So we want to just find out from them. After the recent visit that the Vice President made in January last month, where she visited some health facilities just to check the situation and assess that everything was intact and in check, what is their experience now? Have the condition been improved? So this is what we would like to get from our viewers out there. But anyway, before we go much into talking what we know that we do every time, Zipporah, today, for the first time, I didn't exercise in the morning.
Why?
I slept. I think because it's Valentine's Day.
We hope you're going to exercise with the fitness puppy. So let's have the morning boost.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cholwe from Cho's Fitness Gym. We're a fully functional gym located along Twin Palm Road in Kablonga, right by Cheshire Homes Society of Zambia. So we have various classes that happen from Monday to Friday. We have aerobics, we have boot camp, we have step aerobics, we have spinning, we have kettlebell classes. They happen from 18 to 19 hours every day, and we are open from 06 until 20 hours. That's Monday to Friday. Then Saturdays 6 to 12, and then Sundays we are closed, and most public holidays we are open 6 to 12. So you're welcome to visit and come and train with us. And for now, I'll show you certain exercises you could do from. Thank you. Hi ladies and gentlemen, Cholwe again here. I'm going to show you a few exercises and do to get you fit, to get the blood pumping. So with every set of exercises, you need to start first with stretch, which is very, so we'll do a few stretches, and you place your hands together and touch the floor, and you can hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you can go side to side, you twist. That's 1. We're gonna go for 10, 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's 7, that's 8, that's 9, and 10. All right, then you're gonna place your hands like this from the back, hands behind, and then you're gonna stretch that back and hold it for 10 seconds. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you want to stretch hands behind and stretch. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we can go for 10 here. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then behind, that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you can stretch your feet. Just hold it for 10 seconds. If balancing is hard, you can always hold somewhere. So you hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the other side, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. So the first exercise we'll do 1 minute. This one is good. Basic jumping on the up and back with the hands. We'll go for 1 minute and make sure your hands touch. So modified version, if you can't jump, you can always go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to show you the full jump in just a minute. It's 6, 8, 9, 40, 41, 42, 43. Okay, that is 1 minute jacks, approximately 55. So the next one, push-ups. We'll do the modified push-ups. So we'll go for 1 minute of push-ups as well. So with the modified version, you want to place your knees in this position, move to the front. Here we go. All right, and you go down. So the key is for your elbows to point out. That's 2. This is the modified version. Like that. If you can't see from this angle, I'm gonna turn. Like that, modified. If that's too hard, place your feet on the ground and go like that. So you put the push-ups for 1 minute. And now I go into the full push-up. Go down, stretch. Stretch. I like to breathe when I go up. Others, you can go as fast as you can.
I hope you enjoyed that little morning exercise. It's very, very important that you ensure that every day in the morning you at least do 1 or 2 exercise. Very, very important to keep your body in check and intact. Talking about, you know, keeping your body in a very good health, very good shape. Let's just see what the doctors have for us this morning on our Healthy Corner.
Hi, good morning and welcome to today's segment on the breakfast show of the Health Corner. I am Dr. Nakuya Namfaya. So this week we are talking about alcoholic liver disease or ALD, and today we are talking about how does ALD come about. So yesterday we talked about what is ALD. We said that ALD is a progressive inflammation of the liver, where the liver becomes inflamed and becomes injured because of excess alcohol usage for a long time. So what happens in the liver? So usually when you take alcohol, your liver has to work, and there are so many processes in the liver that occur that will metabolize this alcohol into a compound that we call acetaldehyde. So acetaldehyde is the one now that causes injury to the liver cells. So the liver cells become injured by this chemical that is produced from the liver that you take. And most of the times the injury might not really be felt by you, and it will be taking place as time goes on, and the liver will become injured over a long period of time. If this injury progresses and continues for some time, it's now going to manifest as alcoholic liver disease. Sometimes though, some people might not really have any manifestations or signs and symptoms of the alcoholic liver disease, and they only go on and have liver cirrhosis. Sometimes they might only just go and have complications of the alcoholic liver disease. So there are so many signs and symptoms that people with alcoholic liver disease might have, and so we'll discuss that tomorrow. But today we are talking about the how the liver gets injured. Also, it's important to note that as the injury is going on, the body also tries to heal itself. So as the injury takes place, it might try to regenerate or to heal the liver cells. So the liver is capable of regenerating after some injury. So if you have been taking alcohol for some time and you want to protect your liver from starting from now on, it's possible that you can stop taking alcohol and decide that you're going to protect your liver from the effects of alcohol. And your liver can be able to regenerate and grow back to its normal state and continue its normal functions as it keeps our bodies healthy. So it's important that we take care of our livers and avoid excess alcohol usage. So by excess alcohol use, most people might not really understand. So for adults, it's recommended to just take just one bottle of alcohol in a day. You can take one bottle. But for most people, you find that they become addicted to alcohol and they end up taking so much alcohol and they can't regulate how much they are taking. So if you take more than 4 or more bottles at any given point, whether it's just one day in a week or for more than one day in a week, that becomes harmful for your body, and it causes so much damage to the liver. So excess alcohol use is taking at least 4 or more bottles in a day of alcohol, and that is what causes damage to the liver and other vital organs in the body. So it's important for you to know exactly, even as you go drinking alcohol, you can advise other people as well not to take too much alcohol and start reducing on how much alcohol you're taking, because it's harmful for your body. And if you're able to stop, then that would be even of greater benefit for your body, because you will not experience the effects of alcohol on the body. So today we discussed what happens to the liver. We say that the liver metabolizes the alcohol into a compound called acetaldehyde, and this compound is what causes injury to the liver and causes inflammation. And so over time, your liver cells become scarred and leads to cirrhosis. But if you stop taking the alcohol, the liver can regenerate and continue its normal functions as it always does. So tomorrow we'll talk about the signs and symptoms. Be sure to watch and make sure you stay healthy. I'll see you again tomorrow.
Quite interesting there. We heard the doctor talking about the dangers of abusing alcohol, and you know, Miriam, this reminds me of a documentary that I was watching just 2 days ago from India, where they were saying, you know, things like alcohol, cigarettes, they should be writing, like there should be a law whereby on the packages they write, drink at your own risk, you know, like eliminate all the negative effects there. But do you think these companies are going to do that? They want people to buy
cigarettes, they do indicate, yeah, it's harmful to your body, but why continue selling it?
They should write all the negative effects, like on the bottle, where you said there's, you know what I mean, where people, like the people write ingredients, they should write negative health effects, right, so that people make that informed decision. So this is something that you don't take seriously. There are a lot of statistics that show that people have died of alcohol. Every year we see statistics released in Zambia.
And recently we had seen last year where Dr. Brian Sampa did a long protest there to ban alcohol. I don't know how far he has gone with his protest.
I think if he was educating people, I think like people really got one or two things from there.
Exactly. But right about now, let's go direct into our money market and see how our kwacha is performing against other currencies. So we have the United States dollar. They are buying at 19 kwacha 12 ngwe and selling at 19 kwacha 49 ngwe. We have the South African rand. They are buying at 1 kwacha 06 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 08 ngwe. We have the euro. They are buying at 20 kwacha 42 ngwe and selling at 20 kwacha 82 ngwe. We have the Great British Pound. They are buying at 23 kwacha 13 ngwe and selling at 23 kwacha 58 ngwe. That is our money market for today, the 14th of February 2022. We have seen that
2023, last year.
2023, imagine Zippo. I think it's because of how our kwacha is performing. I think so.
You need to be in the present.
I want to go back. I want to go back. But we have seen economists, you know, indicating, Zipporah, that they estimate the $1 there, the cost of $1 in the Zambian kwacha being at a cost of 20 kwacha somewhere there, to be trading at 20 kwacha. But we don't want to see that situation again.
It's really bad for us, especially new, like, you know, depending on things. Like, for example, buying things online, it means that they get more expensive for you.
Yeah.
Even when you're exchanging dollars to kwacha, the money reduces, and it's so annoying. You know, like last month, maybe I got this month I'm getting this. It's now like, it has reduced. It's so annoying, really. So I just hope we reached at that stage. But then another time I had a friend from Nigeria just telling me that, no, your kwacha is very good compared to our naira. But that's just on paper, Miriam. Like, because we knocked out those digits. So like, no, currency is stronger than our currency. Because for them, when they say, is it 7 million? The last time I was Googling, something like 7 million. I was like, oh, this person got a lot of money. It was about 283,000 kwacha. But then there it's in the millions, you know. But a long time ago, that should have been like 200 million. It would have been 200 million back then, you know. Anyway, but we hope to see that our kwacha actually performs better going forward. And just now, Miriam, we take a look at some of the stories making headlines. So on Friday, 10th February 2023, we saw Kamwala Ward 5 councillor in Lusaka's Kawata constituency, Minda Simata, leading a team of his ward members to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, to go and tell them about the flood situation that is currently prevailing. And Miriam, this issue is serious because He went on Friday, but the next day, I went there to see for myself what was on the ground. I found some people sleeping in tents. Like the houses had fallen. The family I was talking to, they said that even the tenants shifted. They had this house which was next to theirs. It was attached. There were some tenants there. The whole house was flooded. You find containers floating in the house. The tenants, shifted. So they lost that source of income. Toilets are completely submerged. They just took me to a higher place to point. That's the toilet there. You know what I mean? I'm like, what are you guys using? They're like, no, just as if we've gone to visit. But Miriam, really, is it even true? People are just using, probably in the community. And that's not causing a health hazard. Because, for example, if you want to pass water, can you manage every time? You just look for the nearest behind the house or... Yeah, so that's causing, unless maybe if you want to do the other thing, then maybe you can go far away, but it's causing a health hazard. Anyway, let's take a look at that story from the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit that we did on Friday.
Floods caused by the heavy rainfall currently being experienced in some parts of the country has caused the lives of many to come to a standstill as various items, from electronic to food, have been left soaked in the rainwater that has flooded many homes. Those that have been unfortunate have also been left with no toilet facilities, as these too have been submerged underwater. Residents of Kamwala Ward 5 in Lusaka stormed Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU offices Friday morning, stating that this has further put them at risk of waterborne diseases due to the floods.
So apa toilet time millions ezefukira wenda pali ponsi manzi. So tupemba ko tandizo mulando wati kulibe kumene tingaende pano chiriri tibeba family wakuti batitandizire.
So chimene tifuna nche kuti government, we are here to seek help ku government kuti batitandizeko under DMMU. But we are disappointed here to hear that this is a government premises whereby we cannot come here. I don't know if they wanted us to go into animals' premises so that we can complain what we are going through.
We need an immediate solution. People are not able to use the toilets like so many have explained. Their properties have been destroyed. We're not able to switch on electricity. We're not able to cook. Everything is flooded. So we need an immediate solution. And then thereafter, we need a permanent solution because this thing has been occurring over and over again.
Others have lamented that while DMMU is offering help to those in far-flung areas of the country, those in urban areas seem to have been neglected.
My grandchildren are just packed on top of the chairs. They can't even sit, they can't go to school. So that's the only problem that I come here so that they can be helped.
Timaona wama TV, timaona wama nita mkutandiza wantosena siyana kwinango. Manju ise kunu mulusaka, wati watitandiza ma problem ya tometi nao ya emergency. That's what Africa na kunu. But pa TV yubala nisa watandiza wantu winango. Nanga isi watitandiza kunu.
Ero ine nebo weito. Shikweta bakunga kwa mana chayo nshitisha yonse ali mmeshi. So ninsala yeka nshibeno kuna alafu myolo kwa chukufaa hapa kuikala nshibeno ponde yambira.
Meanwhile, Kamwala Ward 5 Councillor Mainda Simata has also spoken out.
We even have one person who's literally carrying her clothes on her back and she's here. The other one, she has left children in a flooded house. And if anything happens, she's here, that side they will drown. So we don't want the DMMU to become active when we lose lives. We are trying to be proactive here, and we have come here in peace to engage the DMMU, to let them know to say that they must up their game. Because at the moment, this thing of coming to do assessments and writing reports is not helping the people.
They have called for urgent help before lives are lost. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
We have suspended 2 of our councillors. As district chair, I want to make it clear that UPND is a party with rules and regulations. And everybody else, whether elected in the general election, we are members or we are sponsored by the UPND. And therefore, we are obligated to follow the rules and regulations of the party. It's just normal that when any member of the party errs, disciplinary measures need to be taken. And this should send a signal to everybody out there that no one is bigger than the party. We are all expected to abide by the rules and regulations of the party. So there's no malice in the suspension of the councillors. It's on merit that they've been suspended. So there's no witch hunt in the suspension. It's just how it is supposed to be. If someone errs in an organization, they deserve to be held and disciplined accordingly.
Quite interesting there. So we saw firstly the story from 10th February where the Kamala 5 Councillor Minders Mata led his ward members to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit. And yesterday we saw the UPND, the Lusaka District Chairperson, actually announcing his suspension for 3 months. He has been suspended for 3 months along with Kawata Ward 6 Councillor.
Zipporah, in my own opinion, I don't know, was it necessary to give him a suspension?
Anyway, let's just open our phone lines, Miriam, for our viewers to let us know just what is your thought on this matter. Was it necessary for the 2 councillors to be suspended for the action, and the other councillor was suspended, the Kawata Ward 6 councillor was suspended after he walked out of the meeting, announcing the suspension of Mr. Smata. So they're saying they're protesting against our decision. You too, you go with him.
But anyway, he will continue to do his job because he was elected by the people and not appointed by the party.
Yeah. So just to let us know your thought on the suspension of the 2 councillors, was it a good move by the UPND or was it out of place? Many people have questioned me. I'm saying that he was doing his work as a councillor, not as a, he is a UPND councillor, but he was doing a civic duties which he was elected into office for.
Exactly. And if you heard from what he said, I love one point that he brought out. We don't want to see a situation where the DMMU should only, respond, come quickly when there's a disaster there. Okay? If they see a disaster, before it even gets worse, respond to that issue.
And he said he did indicate that he wrote a letter. He wrote a letter like 2 weeks. He was not responded to. He went there. He was not responded to. Then finally he went to these people saying, let them see my people. Let my people speak for themselves. But anyway,
that was a good
let's get
move.
it from the viewers out there. Was it necessary to suspend the councillor for taking his people to DMMU after the DMMU allegedly was ignoring the request to move into Kawata, Kamwala Ward 5 under Kawata constituency?
Exactly, Zipporah. And I hope maybe after 3 months they will realize that, okay, this person was just doing his duty. There was nothing political there for the party to come in. He was just doing his civic duties.
Maybe if he went
and he's answerable to the people because the people elected him in that office. So if he does not respond to their concerns, then that will be another issue. He was elected to do a duty and not to please the party. So why should the party now take up such an action? That is my opinion. That is how I feel it. Because basically, okay, in your own views, Zipporah, or your own opinion, do you think there was anything?
No, I don't think there was anything party related, unless if he went saying, I don't know. That was his.
For doing his job.
I don't know really. And we've been hearing a lot of talks that there's need to separate politics from governance. So but if someone is doing a governance issue, then they're suspended from the political side. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, because this leaves a lot of people to question how the party is operating, because the party should understand that these are governance issues and not party issues. Unless if he committed, maybe he was in discipline, committed something against the party, yes, should be suspended. But he was doing his duty as a civic leader, so why should you suspend him? You come in as a party and suspend him, how? Anyway, we hope that next week we'll have someone from the UPND and, just explain to us how this works. But anyway, moving on, what other stories do we have on our stories?
Yes, and before we do that, we do have a game show starting today. Yesterday I think we did introduce that game show. And maybe just for our viewers out there who missed, kindly explain or break it down for them. It's beginning today at 18:30, and at 9 hours you should look out for the ad on our Facebook page, on Vim TV Facebook page as well. And so some questions are going to be posted there on the 2 pages. You know, we're going to post some questions there, and you have to answer those questions at 18:30. So this will be a program where it's a smart quiz. If you answer correctly, you know, all the questions that are going to be posted, then you win yourself up to 5,000
kwacha. Exactly, and you need to pay a subscription fee of 10 kwacha. Exactly, when you want to participate in this game. Please make a date today at 18:30 hours. The show is coming on your screen. It's the first time that Camnet TV is having such a show. I'm very excited, Zipporah, myself. I don't know if you're going to take part, because yesterday I saw you expressing interest.
Yes, and so to actually subscribe, you need to dial *265 *13990 *10#. So that's *265 *13990 *10#. So in case you've not gotten it, I'm sure you can still rewind this live broadcast on Facebook and just listen to those numbers. So subscription fee, the 10 at the end is for your subscription. So that's just a 10 kwacha fee for you to participate and win up to 5,000 kwacha. So you can get a boost to your business. Anyway, we do have a caller. Let's take a look at that call. Hello, good morning. Yes, you're through to the Camnet Breakfast Show. Please tell us your name, where you're calling us from, and your contribution.
This is Mr. Mwanauni, calling from Kawe.
It's good to know that Kawe is watching us this morning. Please go ahead with your contribution, sir.
Those people that think they are physics because he was put on ticket, but he was elected by the people. So we need to start by those people when that calamity comes. So I don't know the party for that this is very important because at this day in marriage that's embarrassing. Can you suspect that because I didn't have one, what I did well. I didn't have what you want to say. It's not a bad, it has not. It can be in the
Thank you very much for that submission.
Thank you so much.
And Miriam, is it like 3 weeks ago? Maybe that's what has led, you know, because I was wondering, like, I was just thinking myself when we had our caller there saying, did they engage, you know, like the Secretary General, did the party sit down? But then I remember 3 weeks ago, there's a, you know, the Secretary General, Mr. Camnet, issued a statement, a video statement, where he was saying, if you see some kind of disorder, don't wait for us to instruct you. You people in the structures know what to do. So I don't know if it's resulting from that. I don't know if I remember I wrote that story myself. He said, don't wait for us to tell you to do something. You know what to do, you people in the structures. If you see indiscipline, act on it. So I don't know if maybe that's where it's arising from. They're now acting on indiscipline. I don't know.
And do you think they're following the right procedure in doing that thing? Because,
you know, really, you find that, again, they're the same, you know, for example, you've had press briefings where we have the UPND spokesperson, Honorable Cornelius Mwetwa, speaking, you know, on issues of maybe the government, you know, is planning to reduce fuel. And then we've had this confusion where people are saying he's a party person, but he's speaking on behalf of the government. So now this is the same, like, question mark. These are the same question marks that have come saying, these councillors are doing a civic duty. Why are they suspended from the party? You get my point. Like it's all mixed up. We don't even, it's all mixed up. Like, if someone is doing a party thing, maybe they should be suspended from the party.
From the party, because if whatever that councillor was doing, mind us matter, if it was in relation to the party, and he went against the party's, you know,
and they said, discipline
is indiscipline, they need to suspend him, yes. You know, people would understand. But if he was doing his civic duty toward the people that elected him in that office, then why should the party stand up and suspend him? Or are they saying, no, he was not right for him to go to a DMMU, but is it a reason why the party should suspend him?
And you know, he said, no, I read a letter, they have not been responding.
Yeah, you know, they have not been responding, and these people continue being affected by these floods. He mentioned about one woman whose child is, he has a young child, and then there's water everywhere. They don't know, they don't have a place where they can live, they can stay currently at the moment. Toilets and what, they have nothing at the moment. So if DMMU is not going to come on board and consider that to be a disaster, then I don't know.
And on Saturday, when I went there to check out the situation, you know, I talked to Mr. Smata, who said, you know, ZNS promised to move in by Monday. But yesterday, I just called one of the people. They're just asking, saying, have ZNS come? They're like, we are nowhere to be seen. In fact, we want to request for mobile toilets. You know, like, because it's really a problem right now. Maybe if we had some mobile toilets.
We are looking at the situation where we have an outbreak of cholera.
And remember, the doctor yesterday was telling us that, you know, this fecal matter, if flies land there, they land on your food, you know, you're going to have the cholera.
You're going to have it. Anyway, let's just get to go on a short break, and we'll continue with our discussion.
What do you know about Zambia? Musivapo chani pari Zambia. Maishivapo shi pachalo chenu. Let your knowledge about Zambia earn you up to 5,000 kwacha cash daily on the Smart Quiz. For you to be part of this empowering show, all you have to do is subscribe daily with 10 kwacha only. Dial *265 *13990 hash on any network. Questions will be posted every morning on the Vim TV and General Consult Facebook page and Camnet TV Facebook page. Follow our Facebook pages so that you do not miss out. On the 14th of February 2023 at 18:30 on Camnet TV, channel 274 on DSTV, 98 on GoTV, and channel 106 on Topstar. Be entertained, educated, and empowered on the Smart Quiz. Be smart.
Quite interesting there, so I hope you got the details of the game show beginning today 18:30. So look out for those questions at 9 hours on the General Consult page, Camnet TV Facebook page, and Vim TV Facebook page.
I hope our viewers are looking forward to this game show. I am basically looking forward.
And you know, Miriam, those numbers are so long, the numbers to dial, so they should just check this breakfast show after it's done to make sure that they've got the correct numbers to dial. And it's just a 10 kwacha, 2 5 kwachas, 5 2 kwachas, 10 1 kwachas,
and look
20
out for those questions so that you get them correctly and, you know, boost your chances of winning. And boost your chances of winning. Exactly. We apologize for that short interruption. Anyways, Zipporah, what other stories do we have?
Anyway, moving on to our topic, we take a look at the story done yesterday by Prudence Trotter on the commission. So it reads, the public, and this will be the base of our discussion this morning. We are looking at the attitude of health workers, you know, at institutions. So the story says, the Public Service Commission has warned health workers against bad attitude towards work as it has been affecting the delivery of service in public health institutions. Speaking at the induction of the Human Resource Management Committee for the Ministry of Health in Lusaka Monday, Commission Chairperson Peter Mumba says the Commission has received numerous complaints from members of the public regarding the poor quality of service being offered by health practitioners. Meanwhile, the Commission has delegated some human resource management functions for officers in salary scale C to K to line ministries, among them the confirmation of officers in acting positions. So, Miriam, out of all this story, I take a point is the attitude of health workers. Really, what has been your experience at health facilities? Have health workers received you in a kind and cordial manner? Have they been helpful to you? Or have they exhibited a bad attitude towards you? Have they helped you until the very end, from the beginning and to the very end?
Exactly.
So, Miriam, as we begin this topic, I'll just go to Kalingalinga. Is it Kalingalinga Clinic here? You know, when you go at Kalingalinga Clinic, there's that room where people test for HIV. Like, there's that mandatory thing. Yeah, so just you find that just there, the door, there's a bench here for OPD. So like there's a bench where people sit. So like each one of you goes into that room first. From there you go into the registry. Registry, you go now, there they measure your high blood pressure. You go to see the doctor, then you go to the pharmacy, where there's no medicine most of the time anyway. But ma'am, that office is always, I don't know, it has always bothered me that the door is always left open. The door for, I'm telling you, I once heard, a pregnant woman, being told, I saw in a viral DNU, tell me like, I'm talking about her viral road. So I'm like, no, this is so disrespectful.
Yeah. And
the time it was my turn to go there are so many people, I don't even think some of them were even health practitioners. There was a man, a certain woman, they're just talking like normal people. I don't know if that they were talking to the nurse, and then now they're asking me, when was the last time you tested for HIV? Like, those things that they always ask to determine if you should test or not. Huh? Now the share number is out, see? Like, really, Miriam? That is bad. I think we need professionalism. I don't know if they're accustomed to dealing with these issues every day, but we need that professionalism.
But, they should understand, being health workers, they should understand that in everything that they do, they need to ensure that there's privacy to someone.
Someone asking me to share number results in public.
Yeah, like it's so embarrassing. Others do not feel comfortable saying their status in public. So they need to ensure that there's that privacy that is given to patients. Yeah.
What has been experienced in health facilities? And so, Miriam, just to start our story, we saw the vice president, in January. Did in January?
Yeah, we saw the vice president in January making some checks, going around in health facilities. She visited Levi Mwanawasa Hospital, UTH, and also Chipata Clinic, Matero. Those were some of the hospitals that she visited just to check about the drug situation in these healthy facilities, because you remember, Zipporah, that last year in December, we did see, starting from November, somewhere there, September, we did see a lot of people, citizens, various stakeholders coming on board, complaining, calling government, all sorts of names of how they have failed to provide even medicine in these healthy facilities, and just calling for them to ensure that there's enough medicines. But yeah, so from that time when she went to check, we did see that there were drugs in these healthy facilities, especially when we talk about essential drugs, such as we were at 100%, drugs like drugs for HIV and AIDS, malaria and other stuffs. These are called essential drugs, but things like Panadol and you won't find them, because not everyone, get a headache every time. So according to the explanation that we got from these healthy personnel, is that they would prefer they have essential drugs in these healthy facilities. These are drugs where, these are big. I don't know how, if I can describe the big disease or something like that, but these are drugs that they need to ensure that they're readily available in the hospitals each and every time. Because a Panadol, everyone can access it at a pharmacy. It's very, very easy. Yeah, so let's just get direct into playing that story, and we'll continue with our discussion. Following complaints by the public and various stakeholders on perceived shortage of essential drugs in public hospitals, the country's Vice President Mutalena Lumango Friday morning conducted a surprise tour at 4 health facilities in Lusaka to fact-check the availability of drugs. For quite some time, information has hit the public with news that public health facilities in the country have been hit by critical shortage of essential drugs. As per tradition, before responding to any information, the government, through the Vice President, took time to inquire from technocrats, hence the visit.
If they don't have some emergency drugs, they can run to this room or to these people, and they'll be able to supply. Like if Kanyama doesn't have Jipata this, they can run here to get something for emergency. So they stop here.
The Vice President firstly started a surprise visit with Levi Mwanawasa Hospital, followed by Chipata Level 1, then proceeded to Matero, and the last health facility to close a tour this morning was the University Teaching Hospital. During her visit, the Vice President was informed that drugs in these facilities are available. Levi Mwanawasa Hospital Senior Medical Superintendent John Musuku informed the Vice President, who was in the company of the media, that the hospital has 93% of essential medicines, while HIV and AIDS, malaria and TB drugs are at 100% capacity.
We are using our locally generated funds, and actually 90% of the monthly grant to buy these commodities. We've always been above 60%, despite ZAMSA being at around 40–50%. Yeah, so we've taken it upon ourselves to equip or to stock this hospital.
While at Chipata Level 1 Hospital, Medical Superintendent Matamata said the availability of essential medicines is at 75%, while antiviral drugs are at 100%. Dr. Mata, however, alluded to the fact that in the last 3 months, medical supplies to the facility were a challenge, but have been supplemented by cooperating partners and the National Health Insurance Management Authority. The situation was also the same at Matero and UTH Hospital. The availability of essential drugs in public health facility fluctuates, however, it is above 60%.
So sometimes there is fluctuation of the drug levels. So there's no situation where we no drugs. No, we can have low drugs, but no drugs. So fluctuation. One moment we can even be 80%. But when we're 80%, that means that we're going to be 80% throughout. Because we consume. Consumption. The public are there, the population of Lusaka is increasing.
The Vice President was, however, displeased with the bad working attitude of some health workers. This was in line with some of the complaints she had received from patients during a tour.
For me to come around, because if I find something wrong, I think you have heard me talk about certain things. The attitude should be worked on. There's no medicine to attitude. You are the medicine. You chose to do this, do it. But where they are doing well, where we are wrong, the drug levels in the country may have gone very low, but it fluctuates. I think that's what we pick here. So today, we are at, we went as far as 60. This is the lowest, but
lowest, yes.
Today, yeah. So when do you expect to receive more?
Okay, today we have been receiving from ZAMSA.
You understand? You understand?
Yes.
So when we are here, it's saying 60. When they take stock, it may rise, but it should never fall to dangerous levels. Our people must go to the right health facility and get the right care.
Miriam Kaimba reporting for Camnet TV News.
And well-being for all by 2030, as enshrined under United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 3, not only is ensuring adequate manpower recommended, but also ensuring that health infrastructure and the quality of service are up to standard. Residents of Liteta Village in Chiwombo District of Central Province says the recent recruitment of 11,276 health workers in Zambia has reduced the time they spend on queues at Liteta Hospital, as they are attended to faster than before. Speaking to Camnet News, the residents, however, say that other services, such as the availability of medicine in hospitals, has not improved.
But full kuma nurses okay manji manase wanapaka ko manji. Feel yako at least. But only kuma drugs you will have a problem. Queuing akaija kuti tezonkayo kuti mulaini chifo cha lack of labor bantu bambiri. Amini bantu bambiri wenzonka mulaini katali. Manje masuko at least. Tambo ona line singala kwa maningi.
So mankhwala niyo chepekera kupala pachipatira chatu palibe mankhwala yambiri yayi mpaka kwenda mkugula so tipemba kuti boma ingati wangati buletireko mankhwala yapaka yazipakako pachipatira ndichantinga pempe chape monga ife kuno
Liteta Hospital challenge ilipo ya medication umuti wena tapali batulembera fyama prescription kwe batikabye mushite.
It needs to at least be looked at the transportation. We don't have a good load. So like this, it's rain season. So there are a lot of challenges that people are facing in terms of some emergencies, So we need the government to at least help us renovate the road, at least to make the tarmac from the roadside up to at least the far end there. Not only that, I think the Liteta Hospital was announced to be like our father promised that to help the Riteta hospital by making it become a general hospital, and yet so far it is quite so.
Others have expressed concern on the state of infrastructure at the hospital.
Sitting board na very good. Sometimes imagwera wa patient. Sitting board ya kumwamba ija vimagwa kugwera wa patient. Then vinangu kuma bedroom kuma bed kuja bedside mattress kulibe nika bed kekakeka aikapo patient atigona blanket kulibe mattress kulibe so ndicho ndanda urako.
They have since called on the current administration to ensure that the hospital is up to modern standards. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Chiwombo District. Quite interesting there. So Miriam, we saw those villagers from Liteka village saying most of them are just farmers, they just do this subsistence farming. They can't afford to buy this medicine. If they tell them buy this medicine, they can't afford. So that's really a serious problem.
So just like we saw from the Vice President there, when she made a tour, she did indicate that we are at 100, safe to say that we're at 100% in regard with essential medicines, but you get to understand that commoners, citizens, others are even failing to buy, just mere simple medicines because they do not have the capacity, they do not have the financial capacity. So this also tells you that there's also need, in as much as we are going to say we need to have at 100% these essential medicines, there's need to consider buying or purchasing these other medicines in stock.
And I think like health is one of those basic things where you don't have to be like, there shouldn't be a gap in terms of accessing health care between the rich and the poor. Just look at China, Hills Hospital, for example. They've got, I think it's there everywhere, where there's high cost and low cost.
Yeah.
So at low cost, you find that they give you these prescriptions, and at high cost, everything is low cost. Just entering high cost, you have to pay 2,000 kwacha just for entrance. And whatever, medicine you're given there, you have to pay for it. So they say high cost. But low cost, you just given prescriptions, no matter what you have, no one cares whether you get able to buy. I mean, really, that's something that needs to be changed.
And again, the work attitude of these health workers. Is it because they found that the lower cost, that's why the attitude is, like people, you are meant to think like that. Because even during a tour, the Vice President was displeased with the work attitude of some health workers. Not all, but some health workers. She did indicate that her office has received several complaints with regards to the attitude of health workers.
And is it true, Miriam, we've heard stories of people who have gone to labor and they were slapped. Is it true? Has anyone out there experienced that? I don't know, Miriam, is it true, or are these just stories saying, message slap? Do they really slap? Is it true?
Zippo, you and I have not experienced that, so we won't be in the position, but we love our viewers out there.
Know if you scream, you won't be slapped.
Yeah, those who have witnessed, maybe they can give us a call and just, tell us how was the experience, where they slapped, how was the attitude toward them. But I don't know, maybe because a pregnant woman would want to do all sort of stuff, because they're in pain and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe they might end up receiving that holy slap.
And I just hope that does not happen, because if it happens, then we're here as journalists to expose that. Someone should try to slap you one day, they'll find themselves a secret camera, and they'll find themselves on TV.
Anyway, let us pick up this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
We are fine, thank you, sir. How are you?
Yes, I am the thinker. I know the
Are you able to get him here? We can hardly hear you. Please call us back.
From what I got, I think he was saying that, he also has a complaint. Yesterday he said something that he went to Ngwelele area somewhere, I don't know, to one of these healthy facilities. And then before we could get what his complaint was really about, we lost him. But anyway, please do call us back and just tell us what was your experience in these health facilities after the visit of the Vice President. Have we seen an improvement? This should be something. And, you know, I think the Vice President should, you know, go back to do a tour again, check, assess the situation, and just hear from the patients themselves.
But
because mainly her tour on that particular day was because of the shortages of drugs that we were receiving concerns that we have shortages of drugs in these health facilities, and then the attitude of workers was a just by the way thing. So we want to hear from her. Let her go on the ground. But basically, it might not be necessarily her, but we have the line ministry there, which is the Ministry of Health, in charge of this. Let the minister herself go, Sylvia Maseo, go on the ground, assess the situation. How is the situation? How are the people being treated there? Are they being provided with a good quality health service that they deserve? Because that is one of our sustainable development goal that we want to achieve by 2030. So are people really being provided with this? So these are the questions that the Ministry of Health should be looking out for.
And yeah, anyway, for let me talk about Mtende clinic. I think I had a good experience, not with the health workers, but
anyway, let's pick up this call before you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm back.
Okay. Oh, please, we can clearly get you now. Okay, Skomo Kwambili. His complaint is in relation to one of the clips that we played there, where the president was assuring after touring the vice president after touring these health facilities and indicating that we have medicines, essential medicines. So he's saying there's no medicine, mere Panadol you need to buy and stuff like that. The vice president, actually, when she was being when she toured the said facilities, she was made to understand by these health workers, the superintendents who are in charge of these health facilities, that we are at 100%, safely to say. Anyway, the percentage is different with regard in relation to different health facilities. Like Levi Mwanawasa Hospital, they were at 19% of essential medicines.
19?
Sorry, I beg your pardon, that is 93% of essential medicines. Talking about HIV, malaria, TB drugs, they were at 100% capacity. So now you have to understand that some of these medicine, when we talk about HIV drugs, malaria, don't we receive donations for this? Yeah. So I think the grant that these health facilities, because they do receive grant from government to buy these medicines, so the grants that they receive, I don't know if it's on a monthly basis or after 3 months, they should, ensure that these other medicines that are considered not to be essential are bought, to cater for that, because people we keep on complaining that there's no medicine. They do not understand that. Anyway, before I finish my thought, let's get this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
We seem to have lost that caller.
Please make sure that you call us back, and those watching us live on Facebook, you can leave us your message and we'll be able to read them through. Anyway, like I was saying, Zippo, that these health workers, they need to make the patients, people accessing this health facility, understand that currently we have essential drugs which are available in the hospitals. But these other small drugs, talking about Panadol, Cafino, and all sorts, we don't have them. You can nearly buy them. When you talk about Panadol is 2 kwacha, but someone will tell you in Kalingalinga will tell you that 2 kwacha do not have it. I would rather buy sugar, because I know if I go to a government or hospital, I need to be given this Panadol. Your thought on that?
Yeah, Miriam, like some health facilities, I'm sure, are having those challenges, but like I was saying, I had a good experience at Mtendere Clinic, where like the other time when I went there, Miriam, I'm telling you, the first time I went to Mtendere Clinic in my life, not even Panadol. I was not given anything. I was just given, not even anything, I'm telling you. But in December, I was sick, and Miriam was given everything. I don't know what happened. And I had tonsils at that time, I was given all the medicine that I needed. I was given that medicine. But anyway, quite interesting there. So Miriam, let's just, as we wrap up our breakfast show this morning, we just take a look at the story, at one of the stories done by Prudence Trotter yesterday, the one that we read at the beginning on the commission, and do remember to join Patrick Soko and Sharon Kalimbula tomorrow as they take into politics. But let's have that story in closing.
Health workers in the country have come under attack owing to the poor work attitude that has left many members of the public complaining on the quality of health services being provided in health facilities. The Civil Service Commission is equally not happy with the laissez-faire attitude being exhibited by some health professionals and some civil servants at large. Speaking at the induction of Human Resource Management Committee for the Ministry of Health in Lusaka Monday, Civil Service Commission Chairperson Peter Mumba has warned those who have a bad attitude towards work to desist from such conduct and thrive to be professionals.
You'll agree with me that service delivery in our health institutions, facilities, is not up to scratch. And the people out there are complaining. And the people who can make that change, it's us in this room.
And in order to address some of the challenges that mostly lead to frustrations among civil servants, the Commission has delegated some human resource management functions for officers in salary scale C to K to line ministries. Among them, the confirmation of officers in acting positions, the responsibility to transfer officers on request or exchange basis within the ministry, substantive promotion, normal retirement at 60 years, and retirement on medical grounds.
It is against this background that the Civil Service Commission has today embarked on the process of establishing and inducting the Ministry of Health Human Resource Management Committee, and has to this effect delegated the following human resource management functions for officers in salary scales C to K. We are talking about 1, confirmations. We have seen a situation where an employee has worked for 5-6 years without being confirmed. 2, transfers on request on exchange basis within the ministry.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has welcomed the induction of the Human Resource Management Committee, which will go a long way in addressing challenges faced in the ministry.
You may wish to note that a number of human resource cases have been taking long to be finalized due to the lengthy processes currently being followed. Therefore, through the delegation of some of the human resource functions from the Civil Service Commission to this committee, it is our hope that the Human Resource Management Committee will become more efficient and more effective in the ministry.
Prudence Jota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Quite an interesting story there, and we hope that after this Human Resource Audit Committee, we're going to see professionalism in the health sector. Thank you for joining us today. We have been discussing the situation in health facilities. How has been the attitude of health workers towards you, and really have you found this medicine in hospitals? So this is where we come to the end of today's interesting breakfast show. Thank you for those who called in and for those who left us messages via Facebook. But remember to join Patrick Soko and Sharon Kalimbola tomorrow as they take you into politics. From us, it's good morning.